DJI has been around the audio space for a while now, first with the DJI Mic and then with the follow-up model, the DJI Mic 2. Both were excellent systems, but there was a big leap forward with the Mic 2, which enabled connectivity with additional DJI products such as the Action 4 and 5 Pro cameras and also the new DJI Osmo 360 camera. So, after the DJI Mic 2, you can guess what's coming next. This is the DJI Mic 3 and it promises to move that bar even higher. But here's the thing, content creators are not short of wireless mic options. So is it worth the upgrade? Well, today we're going to unbox the Mic 3 and see what it's all about. Welcome to Adventures in Aperture. My name is Matty and this is Adventures in Aperture, the place to be for those seeking a deeper dive into camera and lens reviews. Come along as we explore cool locations with gear new and old, all in the pursuit of enjoying photography. So we're not messing about today, we're going to get straight into the unboxing, and for this I need my little tool here. Here we go. Oh, this is the fun bit, when we get to take the nice shiny plastic off. Hopefully I won't cut myself doing it. Let's get straight in. Here it comes. Okay, so we'll talk about the prices later, but this is the combo which includes two mics, one receiver, and it has the charging case as well. And I'll explain more about the price as we go. So, what have we got here? So it all comes in one cool pouch. That'll be nice to take out on your travels, to keep in your travel bag. And we've got quite a lot of accessories, so let's go through these slowly. We've got a lot of plastic. So we've got some wind muffs. Those will be for the mics. Let's put those out here. And we've got a black one, and we've got a sort of grey one as well. So you might want to interchange those depending on what the content creator is wearing at the time. We have got an adapter of sorts. That's the magnet, actually, for the receiver, I believe. And we've got some cables. Okay, let's leave the cables to one side for a moment. And this is the charging case. I'll put that cool pouch to one side as well, actually. Okay, let's start with the charging case, and to be fair, DJI always do a great job with these. A fully charged Mic 3 transmitter lasts up to 8 hours and the receiver lasts up to 10 hours, so if you're out all day filming content, you're going to be absolutely fine. The charging case is well named, as it will charge your mics back up while you're on the go to another location, for example, and provides 2.4 full charges of your kit, which achieves 28 hours of extended use. What's equally important, however, is the charge up times. Say you're nearing the end of the day and you've got maybe one more interview to film but you're low on power. Well, DJI say a 5-minute quick charge can power the Mic 3 for 2 hours, while just 50 minutes is needed for a full charge. And that's pretty impressive. Let's take a closer look at this. So just like the last one, it will flip up. There we go. Let's take this sticker off. And we have got same sort of thing as the DJI Mic 2 and the Mic 1. We've got the two receivers here and the main unit here. Okay, and we've got an adapter for use if you say want to use it on your smartphone. We've got one for USB-C here, and there's also an accessory for lightning as well. So if you're using this sort of older style smartphones, then you've got covered off with those. You can also get, while I've talked about accessories, different multicolour windshields. There's pink, there's white, there's sort of like an orange colour. I'd probably stick to the ones that are supplied with the charging case. So here we go. One thing to note straight away is that the mics are much smaller. They're much smaller. In fact, let me get the DJI Mic 2 and we'll do a quick comparison. So that's the Mic 2, and you can see how much smaller the Mic 3 mics really are. they're probably about half the size. In fact, these transmitters tip the scales at only 16 grams. So let's get the price out of the way early too, because the system starts at £169 for the one transmitter, or £259 for the two transmitters and the cool charging case. Trust me, spend the extra money and get the bigger bundle. Now, £259 or €309, it's a pretty competitive price and likely to be in the reach of the majority of content creators out there. Now, the big news is with the Mic 3, its standout feature, which is the support for up to 4 transmitters and 8 receivers. Now, we've seen a lot of systems with 2 mics, and that's great for interviews, but to support additional mics is an absolute game changer. I can see this system being used for things like events and podcast recordings with multiple people sat down talking at the same time. There'll be no need to sort of swap the mics between yourselves. Case is pretty decent and should stand up to knocks of sort of everyday use. So let's talk about these smaller mics. As I said, they're tiny, and the big difference between the Mic 2s, let's get this out again, and the Mic 3, as far as I can see, it doesn't have an option for a lav mic, and that might not be to everybody's liking. I tend to use lav mics, as you can see here, but maybe you don't need them. You can stick the mic on top, the mic shield on top, and that may provide enough sort of wind protection. Again, as I say, I quite like to use lav mics, always have done. Maybe it's just my sort of old school way of doing things, but I tend to like that. Now, of course, it's got the magnet that will just stick to the mic, and you can attach that either to your clothing or to a bag strap or something like that. It's also got the clip on the bottom as well, so it gives you an extra option of how to attach it. Right, let's look at our accessories for a second. So in terms of other accessories, you've got the 3.5mm cable, and that of course goes from the main unit into your camera. And you've also got a port for headphones, so you can monitor the audio straight from this main unit. If you've got, most cameras these days do have headphone ports, but if yours doesn't, this is a great system to buy, because of course you can monitor the audio straight from the unit. Very, very cool. Right, a bit more detail on the Mic 3. It also introduces 2 adaptive gain control modes, automatic and dynamic, and this is a first for the DJI Mic series. This system automatically prevents clipping in high volume situations and maintains constant loudness in quieter settings, and this should go some way to taking the guesswork out of audio levels. We'll look more at the audio quality in a moment, but the Mic 3 does benefit from 32-bit internal float recording, and this enables you to capture enhanced audio straight into the mic without even having to record with a camera. And sometimes if you're using a different sort of, say, action camera, maybe you're using a GoPro, you can just click this to record and then sync up the audio from the other camera once you're back at the computer. What's more, there's plenty of internal storage on these mics, with the Mic 3 system offering 32 gigabytes, and that should keep you going for a long, long time. Other features to mention are support for timecode, so if you're filming in a more professional environment and using multiple cameras, then this will save you again a lot of time in post-processing. Lastly, to mention before we head out and do some filming, the Mic 3 system employs a 2-level active noise cancellation mode to reduce background noise. Think, say if there was an air conditioning unit going on in the background when you're filming an interview, that sort of thing. All right, let's head out and see what we can make of the Mic 3. Okay, so we're going to do a little test now, and we're in the car. We're going to see what the mics are like when you're doing some onboard automotive filming action. This car has just come past really, really tight to me. Silly driver. Okay, so first of all, you're going to hear the DJI Mic 2. Both of the mics are on the seatbelt strap. They're both recording internally. And we'll get the car up to speed, so if there is any road noise, you'll be able to hear that. We're using the, as I say, the DJI Osmo 360 to record the footage, but we're recording internally to the mics. So let's build up speed. And this is what the DJI Mic sounds like when we're traveling a bit of speed now, and there is a fair bit of road noise. Let's just speed up again. Can you hear that? Does it do a good job of cancelling out any noise? And let's switch over to the DJI Mic 3. We'll get up to the same sort of speed, so it's a fair test. Again, there's a little bit of road noise, so you should be able to hear that in the background, so it might be cancelled out. Both mics have got their wind muffs on there. You don't necessarily need that when you're filming on boards in a car, but I always just prefer to keep the wind muffs on the mics. I very rarely take them off. So yeah, that gives you a bit of a relative test of how both mics sound when you're filming in a car, albeit an electric car. It hasn't got a loud motor in it. So we've listened to the audio quality and we've had a look at the Mic 3 system, what you get with it, how it looks, how it comes together, the accessories that you get. What do I really think of this system? Well, I'm pretty sold on it, to be honest with you. I think the price is really competitive. I'm not sure about the missing port for the lav mic, but everything else is pretty cool. I like that it's small, it's easy to travel with. It charges up really quickly and does last for a really long time. I think if you're working in a really professional environment, then maybe you'd look elsewhere for mics. But for content creation, working out in the field, this is pretty much perfect. But what do you think of the DJI Mic 3 system? Let me know in the comment section, and remember to like and subscribe. See you later.